hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Via the Void, I almost said Guild Wars 2 podcast, our Warframe podcast that is currently done weekly. We're still seeing how that fares. If these last couple weeks and this week don't break us of it, probably be weekly, because boy howdy, like I was saying during pre-show, if we would have done bi-weekly, we would never get out of here. But joining me each and every week is my good friend Age and you can follow him at Age Night Road on Twitter.
Greetings, mortals.
All right. Well, shall we jump into it?
Yes, because there's a lot.
Yep. All right. First up, let's get some stuff out of the way. So, the Nightwave Intermission has begun. And surprise, surprise, you can actually earn, as they say, some fan favorite rewards from both Nightwave Series 1 and the first intermission. You're seeing some in there, some examples like the Wolf Armor, the Eidolon Ephemera,
Need it.
Umbra Forma. So, a bunch of other stuff. So,
I need that ephemera. I need it.
and you better finally do it for once.
I know.
Can't just keep hoping that they keep bringing it back every time until you get it, Age. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But also, actually, at the some changes have come with Nightwave, and I think all of them were based off of feedback, which we were talking about last week. Could we think of any? Which I didn't mind these ones, but they are nice changes. But I'll definitely love to hear everybody's thoughts on it. So, completely removed the Guild a modular weapon. So the weekly that you would get that was taking either a Zaw or a kit gun and have to basically, if you guild it, turns it into kind of like how all the other weapons function, where you can basically do Forma and do the double its mod capacity and stuff like that. So I understand it's definitely an annoying thing for people that are maybe in the middle ground of stuff, but it's also actually annoying for veteran players. I've always heard, especially when they guild the modular weapon, because it's like, I've already done these. Are you seriously making me make one just so I can get this, reputation? Some of the other ones were reduce the Forma requirement from 3 Forma to 1 for that weekly that would come up, which that one I definitely don't mind it changing. It wasn't a big deal for me. I usually I guess it was horrible because I would try to save a build. I was like, I need to put Forma on this, and this. I'll just wait till a 3 Forma thing. But now that's a 1. It's not as big of a deal. So definitely a good change. Reduce the Silver Grove Spectre requirement from 3 kills to 1 kill, which is definitely nice because I know that either sometimes bugged out and didn't give people credit, but the requirement of you having to get these different plants at different times of the day-night cycle depending on the tile sets, it was one of the few, I feel like sometimes it was one of the few ones that would either take a week of casually playing, but that would probably be the only thing you're doing, and it's also how lucky you can get on finding it. Also, Kuva is now always available in Nora's offerings. I know a lot of people with Rivens were happy about that change. Also, an intermission change. Intermission 2 has 30 ranks with 30 additional prestige, similar to Series 1 and 2. The first intermission had only 15 ranks without prestige ranks. Each prestige rank grants 15 credits. So, but yeah, how do you feel with these changes? At least, do you think they're all good?
There's a lot of the good ones. Like they're just bonus. Like reducing requirements is always nice. Um, but apparently people are mad about this, or
Well,
just the way Nightwave in general.
people are displeased with the past rewards from season 1 and intermission returning. Some are mad that they're returning so soon, and
Uh,
then there are some that are they're mad that it's returning at all. Which, for the people that are saying they're angry that it's returning at all, they said this from Nightwave series 1. Now, granted, I think in my memory might be a little fuzzy. If someone knows better, or maybe even has the clip where they say it, I think it was on a Devstream where I thought they were wanting to bring them back as in a more
uh,
difficult way where you could still you would have to put more work into it to get it,
mm-hmm.
but that could
Yeah,
all also changed in design. I mean,
I I kind of understand if it's coming so soon. Um, so one example I'll give from another game. For those of you who play Guild Wars 2 in PvP, there's a PvP back piece that you got, and it was exclusive. They said it was going to be exclusive, but then they changed it to be like you can get it whenever you want type of deal, as long as you like do it within the ranked seasons.
yeah, the
So
year
that
of ascension is what, running on like 3 years now, 4 years.
Yeah, so it kind of made that back piece not worth it for me, just because I did it within the time frame allotted to get it, but it was just available right afterwards. So that was just disappointing to me, rather than like having a second back piece that people can go for year two. Um, in terms of this, apparently they were just always going to bring it back. So sorry to you guys, I guess, because they did say in the. Oh, I guess a better example for that would be there was a skin in Overwatch called Demon Hunter Sombra that they gave out for BlizzCon last year, and I never knew this until now, but they said they were going to bring it back sometime before in 2019.
So it wasn't like
And
an
they're
exclusive to BlizzCon.
Yeah, so they brought it back for Halloween this year, and so yeah, it's
And
that.
people are happy and fine with it, right?
I'm okay with it. I just didn't know that they said it, so
Mm.
I was okay with it before I even found out that they said it. So it was like I got it for a year. I played with it for a year. I had that exclusivity. I still have like a week of it till it's exclusive for people. So till the exclusivity goes away. But in terms of it coming back so soon, I don't know. When was the first night wave? I think it was. Oof, like I want to say.
Everything melds together, but wasn't it after? Was it
Was,
after TennoCon or was it
yeah,
before TennoCon?
I want to say before, because I think it
Let me
was
see if I can.
intermission. I think intermission started around TennoCon. I think series one was.
Yeah, I see the series 1 blog post from them looks like to be February 27th.
Yeah, I felt it was a couple of months ago.
So
So yeah, it's been a while. For series one, I think it's been a while. Intermission may be more of a debatable one, in my opinion.
mm,
Maybe people were just expecting a year, and then it would come back, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you can never fully understand what people were
Yeah.
expecting, but
But yeah, I mean, it's been 8 months. That's quite a long time if you're a consistent player, I guess.
yeah.
But I don't
So,
know.
I mean, if you are playing catch up, you can. If maybe you are a person that doesn't really have the capability to farm eidolons or anything like that, one of the rewards that is returning is the arcane energy one, which for people that don't know, if you did it last time and you do it this time, you can actually to arcanes, you simply combine them, and if they have when they have the same rank, they go up a tier. So For people that are still wanting to go after this, you can basically get a next rank arcane, and there's no reason to have more than one except, well, except if you are trying to double up, because you can use an arcane of a different rank level in your second, first and second slot, but that won't help you if they're both base rank, so you might as well upgrade one at least. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
and also, like we were saying before, other things like there's the Umbra Forma, Aura Forma in there, weapon slots, I think Warframe slots, so nice little utilities. But a lot of people were also questioning, for people that already have like the skins like the Ephemera, the Wolf Armor, I think there's a Lysit skin in there. Is there any compensation, or are we just, or are those people just, screwed?
They have nothing to do,
Yeah.
type of deal. Nothing to
Is
go
it just
for.
like basically a blank, or is it gonna maybe be like, hey, you got this already, here's some credits towards it? Like some people are just saying, can we have credits in that spot? Like,
Oh, I see. Yeah, that would make sense. Just give them.
and I haven't seen any update on that, but if they are going forward with this of having them reoccur in there, I would like to see some kind of system as like the feedback going forward if someone already has that thing. And I would say maybe apart from the mods, since mods sometimes you would want duplicates in case of rank, but skins and stuff, like, like it's pointless for those people to try to get those.
Yeah.
And it's just basically things they have to get through to get to maybe an Umbra Forma or the Arcane or something. But yeah, that's a quick little thing. Like I said, the intermission's gone up, so get on out there and start earning your rank. And for people that aren't aware, maybe they're new to it, it's, think of it, if you're used to other games, it's like a battle pass from other games, but no buy-in. They just kind of use that style as a way to give out rewards instead of their alert system. So you basically, it gives you a set of weeklies and dailies, and you do them, you get reputation for them. Now the nice thing is, maybe you're seeing this late and already 1 week went by. They have added a system where once you start earning or doing the current weekly stuff, enough of them, it'll start showing the previous week and so on and so forth. So if you're coming to this late, there are catch-up mechanics, or if you're getting a friend to come back, there are catch-up mechanics. But yeah, so go have some fun in some Nightwave. Actually, there is I think a new thing in there. It's an Arlo's lantern decoration for your orbiter. So I think it's pretty low though, but might have to get that just for memories. But yeah, also what came out, I believe it was last week, was a hotfix. It was 25.8.2, and it actually had some of the previous Nightwave changes we were mentioning, but also the biggest thing out of there besides optimization and all that stuff was the changes to disruption relic rewards. So they said, based on some player feedback, they've shifted relic types around per rotation for some disruption nodes to better balance the rewards versus length of time you're dedicating to the mission. So for Sedna / Kelpie, rotation A rewards now drop Miso relics, and replacing the Lith relics. Rotation B rewards now drop Neo relics, replacing the Miso relics. And rotation C rewards now drop Axi relics, replacing the Neo relics.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, honestly, when I'll go through the rest of them, but it really made it a place to farm, I think, like the higher ranking relics and not wasting your time. If you're running the higher level stuff, it's like wasting your time with the Lith relics. It's like,
yeah.
But yeah, Uranus, you're basically rotation A, it's replacing the Lith relics with Miso. B once again is replacing the Miso with the Neo, and also removed Axi relics from rotation C rewards. It now only has Neo relics and added Neo C1 relic to rotation B and rotation C rewards. So, Lua and Apollo, basically rotation A rewards now drop Neo relics, replacing Lith relics. Like, that's a huge change.
Yeah, jeez.
Rotation B rewards,
Axie
relics. Yeah, it's
wow.
it is really nice. Like, they basically, it seems like they basically upped every tier. So
what are we doing here?
Pushes.
Let's just go get relics.
No, I'm saving my time for when all the stuff, the main line comes out, which hey, I'll be able to practice the new melee system in the disruptions. So there we go. We get win-win. But yeah, basically it seems like all the disruptions, they bumped them all up a tier. The relics that drop, which evidently just pushes out the relics, or the Lith relics, which are the kind of low level kind of to obtain ones. Yeah, it's
seriously. Let's just like we gotta take a small break. Just that's okay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you will once I tell you this nice little Easter egg about Gauss, and actually going forward. So they actually set it on prime time this past week, but apparently it was discovered. I forgot to turn off the intro thing. There we go. Sorry. Apparently it was discovered, I think, the week prior. Honestly, I thought it was fan art when I saw the thumbnail for it. So, and that's why I was like, oh, it mustn't be anything. But apparently there are these Prex card collectibles. They kind of look like tarot cards for currently only Gauss. But we'll show here a little teaser from the Devstream. They said they were working on 3. They only showed off 2, but they didn't tell us how really to get them. But yeah, I have my video here of my Gauss. And basically how it works is you have to have Gauss unlocked. Once they're level 30 or max rank, you go to their store page to go into the Laverian, that little bottom right corner, that button. And they're the only one that currently has it. You have to go all the way to where this Sayandana is displayed. And if you're looking at the Sayandana, and you're probably going to see it in the video here, you go to the right, and right on the, like in the little like groove indentation thing, there's a little card there you can pick up.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know they had a display thing like this.
We talked about it. They added it with Gauss, the Laverian.
I totally missed that then. I didn't know what a Laverian.
You should take some more of your
should have added it
drops
to the Angel Answer.
Maybe it'll come up eventually. I told you this was going to be our double dose of our age-old answer. I just didn't know how many times. Apparently, it's going to be like the quadruple dose.
I don't even know what. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, and like I said, that's how you get the Gauss one currently. They didn't really say if this was going away type thing, which I wouldn't imagine, since they seem like they're adding. They have 3 at the ready, like to go in. They've only, like I said, they only showed us 2, which let me pull those up real quick. And the next 2 that they added, and like I said, there's a 3rd one that we don't know about, which is clearly Atlas and Grendel. And they did not tell us how to get either of those. So I think when Rebecca asked Steve, how you would get them, his reply was, "Yep." So they're not giving up any secrets, unfortunately.
Nice.
But one thing that's kind of interesting is, if you notice, I unfortunately would go through the whole video again. Gauss's card is 41. Grendel's is 40. Why did I get pushed out? Why did Grendel get pushed out?
I figure it was in development first.
Yeah, but well, this is supposed to be the order of the frames, which I would imagine would have been the release. But I mean, they really never tried to do, I think, two at a time. In the sense of, remember, their original plan was to release them together, and then. But yeah, I saw that. I'm like, well, because like I said, I think Atlas was the 25th one, and probably they might have been working on it just because he just got primed. But yeah, I saw that. I'm like, interesting. But the coolest thing is actually when you do collect these, they do become a decoration for your orbiter. I don't know if you can submit them to your dojo, but I know you can for your orbiter, so you can put these on display.
That's very good.
Yeah, so nice
I
little
kind
Easter
of hope
eggs.
that they put like a tarot deck in their store. It kind of neat.
Or you're gonna have to collect all the cards, but they're gonna sell in the store a box. Or do you mean an actual physical deck?
I mean, an actual physical deck.
Oh, okay. You never
Kind of
know.
cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say maybe they'll do it for a TennoCon, but I don't know if they'll be able to get all 40, the other 40 out in time. But who knows? I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how elaborate it is to figure out. Like I said, the people that figured this out, like I said, they had to have their Gauss Max rank, and they went back into Laverian and just happened to look there. Like, and I think you have to go in on your Gauss if I heard correctly. So it's not like you just can just level them up and just like. So I have no, like, good luck to everybody that's gonna try to figure this out, because it ain't gonna be me. But yeah, so nice little Easter egg for people out there. Any other thoughts on the Prex card collectible?
I want a physical deck. That's about it.
Well, let's jump into one of the bigger topics, which is the Devstream 132 that just happened this past Friday, which, just so people know, the other big topic is the Melee rework. They do talk about it a little bit in the Devstream, but we'll probably save that for its own section, of course. But yeah, first up in the Devstream, they were showing off actually Hydroid Deluxe skin, which honestly, when they showed it off,
gosh,
I remember, I think Hat was even saying it, and I agreed. Like, I thought it too. I thought it was like a special Dax that we might be seeing with the, because you know how we saw that Dax soldier in that was riding the horse in the Twin Paradox. Like, I thought it was like something like that, and they're like, no, this is a Hydroid skin. I'm like, holy crap.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's created by Liger in Uka, and if you see on there, they did say the coat will be a part of an auxiliary slot similar to like Necros's binds and stuff like that. So it's definitely nice looking.
Well, now I have to make a Hydroid. Great.
Yeah. Team Hydroid. A lot of people are hoping it's going to come with a balance rework, because I like my Hydroid, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. But yeah, so definitely wait for that. Another thing they were showing off was some of the lighting changes they were working on, and that's like some of the chart stuff that I couldn't even begin to decipher for people. But they're basically, it's going to be coming in with the main line. They wanted to try to make light and dark contrast a bit more subtle rather than instant bright to dark. And as the video progresses, it'll show, like, the gradation of it. But they were saying it will, help bring out more detail in more of the shaded assets rather than just, all the detail in pure black. Like, I think how Steve said, like, it allows the people that worked on the, environments like art to shine through, which, yeah, definitely looks really nice, and can't wait to see how it gets gets affected all around. But I think this is where they show like pacing back and forth. But um, yeah, I mean, I love that they're making these little beauty updates, little by little. So it's probably not too crazy, but I know that probably does take a even more of a hit on people's machines. And
Yeah, well, a little light and shadow contrast, I guess. Yeah. But there, there are there graphic changes coming too, or is it just the lighting changes? I don't remember.
didn't last time they do graphic changes?
I thought yeah, because I thought graphic changes was coming with Imperium.
Yeah, I know they're really working
Or
on like because when they
that
show off that
I've
ship.
Yeah, because I think that'll be the main multiplier in terms of people's PCs handling Warframe. I think the light and dark thing is a little bump. I don't think it's a huge one, but I think the
Hmm.
actual graphical change to like materials and how they get rendered will be the massive difference. I think the only reason I say that versus the light and dark one is just I feel like light and shadows are already prominent in the game. It's just that they're making them more natural.
Yeah.
So I think the only difference would be in terms of how fast they render light, or like how much light they render into a room given your position or whatever's passing through or something like that. Versus an actual graphics interface which touches like every single object, and then you have light and shadow rendering on said objects, and it's more details because there's more pixels. Or so, but that's just my high level thought about that. I don't know if I'm right or not, but
Yeah, I was trying to stall a little bit of time because I know they showed one where they have Grendel running around that shows like the background wall, but guess maybe I left the video a little too long for.
yeah, I think they'll have a way to just like turn it off if anything, so it's not the end of the world in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Good. But yeah, you can kind of see the scuff marks on the walls and really
Yeah,
pops a little bit better. And
because if
and
those
also
were
look at
already,
Grendel.
yeah, no, of course. But for the walls in particular, if they were already there and they're just emphasizing it with the light and shadow,
Yeah.
then yeah, it does add a little bit more, I guess. But I don't think it's tremendous.
But yeah, so we'll look forward to that in the main line. Also, they were looking to arbitration rewards, which not a huge, well, at least for me, not a huge reward, but it is the Ayatin car sculpture, which I think they were saying it was only it was only viewable in Cetus, I think they said, but and you couldn't really get it anywhere. But now it'll be obtainable, and even though you're seeing 25 Vitus essences, they did say that is just a placeholder. So don't panic or don't think it's not worth it. They just put it there so they could put the item in the show off. But so, if I know a lot of people that make structures out of the sculptures, and I know a lot of people were wanting that, so glad that it's in the game. I don't know if I'll be going after it, of course, but also we talked about last week they're showing off the vampire Kavat. It is also come with the main line. It is named the Vasca Kavat. They did show that it will require hunting tools bought from I want to say T-Sony, but if you watch the dev stream, there was a great back and forth with it. But and so basically how you can get it with the other planes conservation stuff. But yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to go cavat hunting. But yeah, so small little, well, I don't want to say small little update, but nice little additional information for it. That, and I don't know, I'll just say it now, but as we're saying the mainline stuff, a lot of this stuff they're planning on, they were shooting for sometime this week. Ideally, there's still no promises, so don't hold your breath on it, because they were saying while a lot of stuff is ready, a lot of stuff there, there's some stuff that's still up in the air that like could go wrong. So, but they are shooting for wanting to put it out this week.
Oof.
Look forward to, like I said, the lighting upgrade, the vampire cavat, and like we talked about last week, also in the main line is the Ember and Vauban rework. Grendel, which we'll talk a little bit more about. They tell us how you'll obtain it. But before we get to it, another thing that's coming out in the main line is the Exilus mods for the weapons, which they did want to clarify, because I know a lot of people, and we were also speculating on it from other people's speculation of what would be involved in the Exilus slot for the weapons, and they did want to clarify that it will be nothing that increases DPS on paper. Think about like stability and accuracy, flight speed, ammo count, silencing, which that'll be nice having that as an Exilus side thing. Zoom and aim glide, so stuff like that. So hoping for, I mean, if you're crazy enough to think that the straight damage ones were going to be there, I mean, that would be very unlikely. But I hope it still has, like, I don't know if the ammo count also counts as the ammo mutation stuff, so still hopeful for that, but not 100% sure. But we shall see, hopefully sometime this week. But any thoughts on the Exilus mod stuff? Also, like I said, they were talking about acquiring Grendel, and they did release it's Grendel's little trailer thing, as you're seeing here play. So they said you're gonna earn 3 mission keys through arbitrations, and I know a lot of people are like, what? Like, but they say it's 1 for each part. Each key has as they said, sort of a trick to how to play them. It's based on the Laverians, which once again, for hints, you'll have to go to the Laverian, just like the Gauss thing. They said if you succeed, you get the part. The challenge is based on the Laverian's lore. Though they did say as a hint, they said don't get attached to your loadouts, which I don't know if they mean your current character's loadouts. Like part of me started thinking, like, is there gonna be some kind of like weird sacrifice, like to basically feed it, like you're gonna have to feed it a loadout, or
I thought it would be like more like it would swap our loadout for something else and just be survival. Like you have no weapons.
Oh, that would be interesting, since it's all about consuming the thing, and
Yeah.
that'd be, yeah. They did say it's worth noting you can invite people to these keys. It's also worth noted mods won't matter during these missions, so once again, take that how you will. So now that reading that, you might be onto something, that it might just be like a, I don't know. Now it's like ringing true of like how Guild Wars 2 did some of their story missions, where it was like, you're playing as Kaith, like here's this weapon set or these skill sets. So maybe it's more like that, where it's not going to matter. You're maybe using Grendel's skills, or who knows? Maybe they'll tease you with Gauss since they did say that they were buddy, like maybe it's a lore, like taking you back to what they went through, or who knows. But they did. It is important to note they do say Grendel's belly does start to jiggle at 5+ enemies consumed. So yeah. And they did change the ultimate. I don't think it's meatball anymore. I know it's played in the video. I think it's what was it called? I know we're on the pulverize. That's it. But even during the dev stream, I think Steve was just like, I know everybody's gonna call it meatball, but here I'll be the one. With pulverize, it actually will do damage to enemies in his gut while rolling, and it only keeps going so long as you have fuel in your gut, which is the enemies. So as you're doing damage to them, you're killing off your own fuel. So yeah, go and see. And this is the thing is, I've been so excited for it. This was leading up to all this. It was one of the ones I was like considering just getting outright, because I already have the side, probably enough platinum to just buy it outright. But I also kind of want to support that they're trying to do harder, like put things behind harder content. But I'm like, but I want my Grendel now.
Either way, you support it, so it's fine.
I know, but well, here comes the big one. Once again, the thing that I'm surprised is actually coming with the main line, which, like I said, is either slated this week or, they're hoping this week, but things could go wrong. Which is the Kuvalich system, which you're seeing here, just them showing off some of the menu and stuff like that. But like I said, this week, but not guaranteed. But Kuvalich contracts will be tradable. If, for example, a clanmate of yours wants the weapon that the Lich drops, you can trade and stuff like that, like we talked about previous weeks. Also, the Kuvalich will develop their color palette and ability set based on the Warframe you kill them with. And you know how last week we were talking about Steve was looking to name the data spike? Well, they came up with a name, and it is the Parazon. So that will be the data spike, and it is I don't know if I have a video for it. No, I do not. But actually the part I do have is how the data spike will work is it'll be used to basically brutalize the enemies, hack consoles, revive teammates, and capture targets, which I know a lot of people I've seen a lot of people slightly concerned with the reviving teammates aspect, because it's a strategy that a lot of people use is when you eventually have your operator, you can actually I think it's the crouch button normally, or how you normally slide, it makes you go invisible. That you can actually revive people that way, so it takes the aggro off you. So there are a lot of people that are worried that are they getting rid of that, or since this seems like it's a weapon or a device that is used only by the Warframe itself and not the operator. So, but I did see a couple of people saying it is kind of a cheap way to revive people. Like, it takes a lot of the worry out of it. So I saw some people saying, while I wouldn't want to see it go, I understand if it does, which deep down I probably land there as well. But it is so nice to just, in a pinch, like if someone's down, you don't have to worry about getting downed yourself, but it is kind of cheap. But one special thing about the Parazon is they actually have what they call immortal mods, which you can see the one here that they showed off. They said it's tied into Oregon and Kuva mythology. things like the man in the wall will start to come into play, and these mods basically need to be tested on the thralls and on your Kuva Lich to figure out how to really permanently destroy the Lich. And they kind of said, think of it like a kill phrase. You have to kind of combine the different immortal mods to form the right phrase to truly defeat them. Otherwise, they'll just recollect themselves and become stronger and blah blah blah. But yeah, like honestly, in my mind, I was thinking like for people that play ESO, it's like if you're making runes, you basically combine the 3 runes to make a thing. But in this case, you combine the words and then you jam it into your enemy's head. I feel like it's better.
It's a very fourth wall of you.
But yeah, so especially when they were saying like they're like you have to kind of figure out the right spell type thing to figure out how to kill the Lich for good.
Bacon.
What's that?
Bacon.
Kill him with bacon.
Oh.
But also they, like we showed last week, they said the Lich's influence shows on the star map with the bloodstains over their area of influence. But they said this week they actually accumulate a kind of, as they refer to it, as a dragon horde by over that area. So, and basically, so they'll start taking resources, I think, as you run missions in that area. And once you kill them with the right killing phrase, you actually, I think they were debating back and forth of you gain part of this horde back, or they were like either all or most of it back. So it is kind of interesting that it's like they keep trying to take from you. So it's like start building up that grudge. They also were talking about how liches can be converted to be your followers by purifying them of the Kuva. You can recruit them to your cause. They'll, and like we said last week in previous times, they kind of pop up like the Mysterious Stranger perk in Fallout, where they just pop up at kind of a random time when you most need them. But also another cool thing they started showing off was these guys are supposed to be tough, not supposed to just easily face roll them every time. So what happens when you lose? They showed us. They show us having the Kuva Lich kick the ever living crap out of you.
They baned us.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Oh, there's more. There's multiple. Like you'll see like one where he literally just double overarm forearms you. Look, he's got his own like weird data spike thing that he's just
Oh.
And then they eventually they actually show like in a I think it was a QA test of one where it like it's brutal. So yeah, I want to get my face kicked in so I can see that. Like this would be awesome. But yeah, they actually show a QA test, and the video is a little choppy from it, so apologies on that. But yeah, I think it's the actual in-game version of this one that you're seeing currently, where he just basically picks you up and throws you. But yeah, it's so here it is. Like I said, it's a bit choppy, but just oh man. But yeah, so get ready to enjoy that.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, the Kuva Lich system is looking absolutely awesome. I think I cannot wait. Like I said, this is one of the things where it's like, oh, I really hope they don't bring it out on Tuesday because I'll really want to play it and we got to do the show.
That's cool.
Just hopefully there's not a random Nightwave mission there where it says kill a Kuva Lich. Please don't let that be a thing. One of the any other thoughts on basically the Kuvelich system or even the animations or anything?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna come with Imperium, but I mean, if it comes out earlier, it's not too bad either. They might even use this to lead into Imperium too, so seems good.
The last thing they kind of showed off in the dev stream, apart from a little bit of the melee stuff, was kind of related to Empyrean, was railjack ship variations, which you can see here. Different looking styles. So now they're not too greatly different. Like, it kind of just seems like the pieces are moved around for the most part. Like I know some people were like slightly hopeful that it was like gonna be like a totally like I want the Millennium Falcon skin or something, but
I do
but yeah. So,
but
yeah,
this was very interesting designs.
Yeah, I, once again cannot wait for Empyrean. But yeah, any other thoughts on the dev stream as a whole?
Empyrean one.
It is definitely worth rewatching just for the to Sony back and forth remarks. And all this other stuff. I mean, drool over. But yeah, well, let's jump into the melee rework, and this is probably gonna be a bit of a doozy. So first off, the biggest thing, and they showed a little bit off this during the dev stream, is I'm happy about it, and I know so many people this is what they wanted, was they are bringing back the manual blocking.
That's good.
Yeah, as you see here, you can actually, instead of the fast switching, you can actually make it so you can either keep the fast switching or pull out your melee weapon as the main thing, which basically brings back the guarding and stuff like that. So, but they do go into some of the stuff with, since blocking, manual blocking's returning, and it's not just the passive blocking, is with the melee rework. They are looking at, where's the image? The block angles. So they did say blocking will now prevent 100% of damage, but the important thing is the blocking angle now. That is dependent on the melee weapon equipped, which they show a little diagram here of like Sylvan Aegis, which is a sword and shield, is probably going to block 70 degrees of a 70-degree angle, whereas if you're having just daggers, you might only get a 45-degree angle. So
makes sense.
Yeah. But I know I can't wait because I can now. It was so tough using the one where it was like on block you taunt enemies within 15 meters, since it was like you were like trying to get yourself like in front of them so you would block, so it would do that. But also another thing was that so many people have asked for is the you can now dodge cancel and basically tactical dodge. So basically allows a player to activate a dodge anytime during a melee attack to end the combo immediately and dodge out of the way. Also, the tactical dodge, it will dodging while blocking now performs this tactical dodge, keeping the distance short and allowing you to remain within melee range, which is an effort to not break the flow of combat after canceling out of an attack, but also if you need to make a quick escape. So nice little changes there, I think.
I dig it. I like the ability to just like control the manual blocking. For sure.
Yeah. Also, I think the next one up was combos. So stance changes, combos. Basically, I think this is a pretty big part of it, apart from like all the mod changes, which we'll get to. But so basically, it applies to every stance, not just the weapon types. For example, you will still have like basically different combos, but they wanted melee attacks to feel more intuitive. For example, if you are aiming down the sights of a primary weapon or blocking incoming fire, and then hit the melee button, you most likely want to get in close. So if you are not inputting a movement key while meleeing, it's usually a sign you want to finish off your target. They basically wanted the new combos to reflect that existing movement, and so the new inputs reflect that. So, for example, the forward combo, which is forward and melee, this allows you to attack without initially interrupting movement with the first 1 to 3 swings, depending on the weapon stance. The last attack in that sequence will loop seamlessly into the first, so that you can keep a level of mobility while attacking. The forward tactical combo is a forward and block aim / and melee. This move is usually a distance closing opener, bringing you closer to the enemy and getting you within range to continue a harder hitting string of attacks. And also there's a neutral combo, which is the melee button only. It's a hard hitting movement free attack to allow a player to destroy their target. You have the neutral tactical combo, which is a blocker aim plus melee. The first hit will likely be a longer thrust or throw of a weapon to increase range. Further attacks will be hard hitting and will often finish in a ragdoll effect or a lifting attack. Air combo, which is melee while jumping. Perform a combo in the air without sacrificing movement. And the hover air combo, which is back and melee while jumping. Hold the player in place while the combo completes and overrides the slam attack angle to keep the action going. And of course, like we were saying before, they're trying to do smoother combo transitions, as you're seeing here. There's also going to be a combo counter rework, which the combo counter will be getting a new functionality pass. Rather than just providing flat bonus to damage, the combo counter will now also act as an expendable resource for new heavy hitting combat. So we get heavy attacks that replace channeling. So channeling is gone in this. A lot of people that use that to like get health and stuff back, but channeling is gone. I don't know how the mods will fare with that use channeling, but it's replaced with these heavy attacks. So the counter will be increased in a more granular and rapid way and can be built by using melee attacks, blocking damage, radial damage from slam attacks, and hits from a thrown weapon such as the glaive. And as an expendable resource, the combo counter should be easy to replenish, and the changes made should reflect how easy you can acquire and spend the combo counter source. So, I mean, do you like the idea of that change where basically you're doing your regular melee stuff in order to pull off a bigger hitting melee attack?
Huh. Huh. I like it.
Okay.
I mean, like,
it's a lot to take in. It's
lift as a status. So, like, do you augment that as in like height or like?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I know they're going to be doing reworks, and I don't know if they're adding any new ones, but I mean, maybe some of the channeling ones will switch to that. Who knows?
Because like the thing is with I'm not against it at all because like you can just do combos off of a area, and you're basically a fighting game at this point. But um,
Oh yeah, is Frame Fighter gonna be even better now? That's the real
but
question.
there you go. But my question is now, it's just like how there's definitely has to be a mod for this, right? Or maybe there isn't, because the only way I could think about it is in height and duration. I guess that like the that they get suspended in the air, but that's kind of like the same as height as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the status chance obviously is good, but then like if you
Well,
wanna, uh,
I was gonna say they played a little bit around with that with the K drives, where eventually you can get mods that keep you airborne longer. So maybe they do stuff like that with melee weapon, where it's like
I
you can
guess
pop them up
so.
higher.
So for me, it'd be like you have to stay around the relatively the same height in order to do combos off of the person you lifted.
Or we're what was the game Bulletstorm, where you can pop them in the air and just go like pull out your gun and just start.
Or that.
Yeah, we're Bulletstorm now.
I'm just interested in how they're going to make mods for this stat.
Yeah. But also, some of the other stuff that they were showing off was another skill, the slam attack. It's basically changing. The ragdoll effect of the slam attack is being removed, with some weapon specific exceptions.
Sorry,
However, huh?
that was pretty cool.
Oh. However, it is being replaced with an effect that will push enemies back or knock them down, giving the player some breathing room, setting the enemy units up for the follow up attacks. This just looks.
I love
They're.
those rocks coming up in the air.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're just doing insane work with. I think the melee, like just the look of it alone, just.
That's really great for what's it called? Where you kind of like freeze the image. I forget what it's called. The
Oh, capture. Oh
capture,
yeah.
yeah. Some nice
There's
capture
probably gonna be a
there.
lot of yeah. That'll look awesome. But also they talk about weapon stats and mastery limits with the new change. There's going to be a broad sweeping review of melee weapons and how they function with the new system, and they're also going to look at mastery rank and make sure these weapons are at the right level. So I'm sure if you came across prime weapons or even some of the base weapons in the store when you went to buy the blueprint, it's like might require mastery level 9. That might be changing. um Also, they said since the combo, the base damage, since the combo multiplier will apply to heavy attacks only, the base damage of all melee weapons is going to significantly increase. Uh, Expect to see some big numbers, so can't
What's
wait. Like once
uh
again, supposedly coming out this week or next week.
what's really good is that I set up my nunchucks to be like status type, so and it hits really hard, and it just gives you
Now,
all
are
the
you
damage.
using conditioned
And
overload?
uh is that the one that increases melee per status?
Yes.
Yes, I am then. And then
Well,
so that on top of this, in top of lift.
well, we'll
Wait,
get to mods.
no,
People are
don't
worried.
do that
People
to
are
me.
people are slightly worried. It depends, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they talked about the mod and arcane channeling functionality. Any mods or arcanes with functionality tied to channeling will have their stats altered to increase lifted status. So the thing you were worried about, heavy attack damage and combo counter modifiers. So yeah, maybe you can get more lift. But yeah, so um I know one of the things that they were showing off, like we said, the stats page is going to look a lot different. As you see here, the first one's kind of the base one, and when it switches over, it'll show you'll have things like range and like different stats that are now visible. I'm glad they're actually showing range.
Yeah.
But if you notice the numbers different, which a lot of people were worried about, that was going to be a thing. But they did put out a video later, which here it is, where they show a weapon at currently plus 120% range, and then the same weapon in the new system at what is it here? Plus 2.9. It's using the Prime Reach mod, so it doesn't look like it's gonna be much of a problem, and they're both at rank 7 out of 10, so that's like the direct comparison. Like, so that's what your Prime Reach mod's gonna turn into. So I don't know. At least with the range mod, I know a lot. Like I said, a lot of people were worried. I don't think it's gonna be a big problem from the looks of it, but it will also rely a lot more on your weapon now, depending.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, some of the, well, we're speaking about mods. Some people are worried about the other mods, which let's jump into that. So, and they don't have numbers on a lot of stuff yet, but the current list of mods and the proposed changes are like the amalgam organ shatter will be changed from charge attacks to heavy attacks. Blood rush will now scale differently using a stacking multiplier based on the combo counter, raising X% per combo counter tier, something much easier to achieve in phase 2, as they said. They will provide the final percentage testing. Condition overload now stacks at a maximum of 3 status effects.
No.
However,
Okay.
damage is being increased from 60% to a higher percent to balance the change. Unfortunately, the final percent isn't finalized yet.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people, I think, have been calculating if they do set maybe around 75 to 80, it would even be a buff.
Wait, so max 3?
Yes.
So there's but that's really annoying because by default you have slash, impact, and puncture. But if you want to add on
Well, most weapons do that. Some actually don't. Like, I think some of the
My
corpus
nunchucks
weapons
do.
don't, but
I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose, but yeah.
yeah, as I said, that's one of the ones people are worried about.
Yeah.
Corrupt Charge adds a large amount of the combo counter, but significantly reduces the time it takes for the combo counter to drain. Covert Lethality is being removed from dagger weapons. It is now being applied to a new system that is the Parazon system, which is dagger thing, which Covert Lethality, I think that was the one where increased lifesteal or something when you used your dagger, which was a big thing for Inneros players because a lot of the daggers had a quick kill animation and would give them more health back. So a lot of Inneros players are worried about the Parazon, what's going on there. So, Dispatch Overdrive increases player movement on a heavy attack hit. Enduring Affliction increases the status chance on enemies suffering from the lifted status. Enduring Strike increases the combo counter when hitting lifted enemies. And Focus Energy add electrical damage to an attack as well as increasing combo counter generation. Focus Defense adds an additional 20 degrees to a weapon's blocking angle. Gladiator mod set adds a multiplier with the combo counter up to 60% for the whole set. Guardian Derision will add more to the combo counter for blocking hits. The taunt mechanic is still in place. Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have cried. Killing Blow, pure unadulterated damage buff to heavy attacks. Life Strike, heavy attacks will now generate health. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Maiming Strike changes from an additive buff to a stacking buff, but base functionality increases to a significant percent of the old version to balance the change. Still no exact percent, but they are. Quickening increases melee speed, but lowers the chance to generate combo counter on a hit/block. Reach and Prime Reach, as you're seeing there, will now increase range in a way that has been normalized. In the previous version, long range weapons were getting too much of a benefit, while short range weapons were barely seeing any increase at all. So, hopefully that balances it out better. Reflex Coil increased combo point efficiency when using heavy attacks. Spring Loaded Blade will now provide a maximum of 3 additional stacks of melee range. True Punishment will increase critical chance, but has a chance to not build combo counter on a hit/block. And lastly, Weeping Wounds increases status chance in a stacking multiplier increase to 60% at max level. So, are you still worried about the condition overload?
I am,
I'm
because
definitely curious about the final percentage. That's the biggest
just
thing.
just for, well, it's just my nunchucks, I guess, but it's like, because the nunchucks has a really good status chance on it, so I'm at like 90%, 96% status chance on that. I have like
But
6
see, it already
statuses.
but see, that's the thing. You already said it has puncture and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's you just want the status on them to naturally do more damage.
Yeah, but I also want the statuses to do damage too.
Well, then you can have the statuses on there. If it has a high chance,
I
it's still a high chance of
Yeah,
putting
but
those status.
that's with the other mods that I have that include other statuses. So I think I
I don't know.
had
I think for a lot of them, it actually opens up uh, some playability. Like you could maybe not sacrifice everything to a status mod, but
sacrifice. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, this is coming from someone that has a lot of status weapons, and I'm worried as myself. But I started thinking about it because what's the Revenant sword? It's Tatsu.
Yeah, I think
It
it's
like
fine,
that has a lot
but
of statuses, and you can really ideally. I just want the status on them to increase my weapon damage.
yeah, that's true. But then
So
I had 6 statuses at least,
yeah, I think that's how the
plus
Tatsu is because it
the
natively had radiation. So you
yeah,
could easily get like
exactly.
7 on there, or 6 or
I
7.
put 6, and then I put
Yeah.
other mods to increase like melee damage or combo damage or something like that. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I
But
mean,
yeah, so hopefully we'll see maybe a good percentage. We talked about the arsenal changes. They do go on about the selective aim assist. So aim assist can be a help or a hindrance depending on what type of attack you wish to perform. While the current system either applies to all or none, the new system will have more intelligence on aim assist on a per attack basis. As a general rule under the new system, aim assist will be disabled for almost all attacks in the forward and tactical forward combos and enabled for most of the neutral and tactical neutral combo attacks.
hmm.
They do say, of course, if you don't wish to use aim assist at all, you can disable it from the settings menu as normal.
Yeah.
Also, they were talking about issue with equipping melee weapons. Another common issue was the unequipping of gear items like the codex scanner, or dropping the, mobile defense item or for sabotage missions. When equipping the melee or using the melee attack, this has now been changed so that you will no longer drop items or unequipped gear items when either equipping melee or using a melee attack. So, and they did briefly talk about the future. Oh. Empyrean, right? No, not Empyrean for once. So they're working on basically what they're referring to as channeling 2.0. So see, it's not going away totally, but they refer to it as rage mode. Oh,
Okay.
we're all berserkers now, people. Uh, they said there's been a lot of discussion around this edition, and while it will not be included in the Phase 2 update, so not playing with the mainline that we've been talking about, there is a lot of work being put into its application. They do say the system is very special, and they want to make sure that it is not just a cool addition, but that it has roots in Warframe's lore and a story behind it. It is something they've wanted to implement with a lot of the in-game fanfare, and details will become available as progress is made. So what do you think might be the Warframe lore behind it? Especially with the idea of rage mode.
Hmm.
I have an idea. What if it's surrounding uh if you do the Umbra Excalibur mission, you talk like basically how the infestation like really messed with them.
Mm-hmm.
What if we're what if I mean either we're still looking at the original infestation that created the frames itself, like reminiscing through their brains type thing, or their ideology, or what, or not their ideology, uh what makes them a frame, kind of like how we learned with Umbra. Or heck, what if this has something to do with Arlo's infestation thing, like the new strain of infested that's different, or that maybe we can trigger rage mode. Because I would have a feeling that Umbra has a bit of a rage mode. I mean, if you remember doing that quest, it's like he chokes you out a bit. He's not a happy
Mm.
camper. But I wonder if it's like tapping into that like past of the Warframes history themselves. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall see. But
Yeah, we
it
shall
does
see.
sound pretty cool.
Hmm.
So, any final thoughts on the melee system in general? And
A lot of cool tidbits, and there's probably another rotation. There's another phase, probably. I think there's
and
three.
and they did say even when this does come out, either this week or next week or to follow, they're still open to suggestions. Like they definitely want to hear people's thoughts on the systems once it's in everybody's hands. Like with the workshop, they were like, voice your concerns beforehand, but this isn't set in stone when it releases. They're still tweaking things. So if you don't like the condition overload changes, if you don't like some of the other mod changes, maybe you want channeling back as is, they might maybe try to introduce you to channeling 2.0 before they would do that. Or maybe even, we don't know how different the other system will be, but that's the biggest thing is I think voice your concerns, especially once it releases, in
Mm-hmm.
a positive, well, in a constructive, nice way. Don't hate a dev for it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
A lot of cool things to the melee stuff, and there's a lot of tweaks to it as well. It seems like they balanced all the obvious ones that were going to be problematic with all the changes, especially if they're going to increase natural range and natural melee damage. So that's good. Um, I think the manual updates were good. Bringing those back was good as well. Um, so I guess it just comes down to trying it out, seeing how it feels, and then just replying with basically replying back with what feels good and not what's not. I think everything looks good. I think it's just the changes to the mods that are going to be the interesting bet for sure.
And up we have the Halloween contest. The Orbital Haunt contest is live. And if people want to participate in it, link will be in the description. And also, for watching us on YouTube or somewhere, it should be in the description as well. So decorate your dojo or your orbiter like a haunted house. Basically, they want you to submit images or videos to that thread that I linked of your haunted house for judging. Dojos and orbiters will be judged separately, so you don't have to worry about that, which means there will be 5 dojo and 5 orbiter winners, permitting enough entries for each. But of course, as always, you want to know, what can I win? So prizes: first place, Atlas Prime access, so 1 dojo and 1 orbiter, so got a couple chances there. Second place, 1,000 platinum. Third place, 750 platinum. Fourth place, 500 platinum. And fifth place, 250 platinum. But before you run out there are some rules. So 1 submission per player. You must choose 1 category, so dojo or orbiter. They say make your best, so definitely try it out. Submissions must be your original work. Also, they must be appropriate for the community forums. And if multiple clan members contribute to a dojo submission, please list all of their in-game aliases in your post. Images cannot be Photoshop edited or manipulated. Do not reserve posts in the thread. And submissions that do not follow the rules will be disqualified. Like I said, the event or the contest is live right now, all the way up till Thursday, October 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And they did want to stress that all players from each platform can participate. So
seems fun.
I mean, we did get a lot of infested dojo decorations. So
yeah.
But yeah, so good luck to everybody out there, and I can't wait. I was scoping through some of them. These ones that you're seeing here are the examples they gave, but because I didn't want to like pull some ones that was, But yeah, definitely check out the link if you want to just see some spooky dojos and orbiters. Maybe give yourself some inspiration. But yeah, any other thoughts on the contest?
So I saw the friend zone one.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a good one. I feel like that one should at least get 5th place.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I was just thinking, just have like a harrow in the middle of a dojo, just kneeling down, and then just have some red aura and just mist and all that stuff, just make it super creepy. But yeah, contests are fun.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty good with the little contests here and there.
Yeah, they do them pretty often, which is pretty nice too. So
yep.
Good job.
But last but certainly not least, the best segment in the world. It's the age-old answer. And once again, for people that aren't aware, little quick history. We started this 2 or 3 episodes ago, where I think it was during pre-show, we found out like Age just kind of missed he comes and is like, "Hey, did you know about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like common knowledge for like at least not to poke fun at him of that, but it did spring up. If people are familiar with our Talking Script, my introduction for him is usually the age-old question. So in order to find out if maybe something he learns, something we all learned, because I think the first night I even learned what the heck something was called, because I'm bad with names. But yeah, so it is the age-old answer, and that's where we go to the Warframe wiki and find a random page, and we try to learn all about it from the wiki. So this week, it is the Feral Kubro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty bog
Well,
standard. Um, what I didn't know about the Kubro, which I find interesting, is that it is also known as the underbrush Kubro. So I always just referred to them as the feral ones because I think that was,
those are the ones that attack me.
yeah, they come out of the little
They
cave
look like
thing.
they have all fur though. Huh. Well,
Fur?
yeah, it was like the black fur. I thought it was on their face. Yeah,
Oh,
like
oh,
that.
I thought
That's what I
you
was
meant by
talking.
the name, and I was like, I thought we were gonna discover something else here.
Yeah, I was talking about the image. Oh, so it was skin. It looked like because it looked like uh the if you go at the fur kubra up close image at the bottom, it feels like the part of the fur was on their face and nose and stuff. So that's why the first image kind of threw me off a bit.
Now, the funny thing is, I genuinely do random this, like just do one random, and I think this is just so fitting because we talked about during this Devstream, you can get a like basically the vampire Kavat. So
Yeah.
I think the ultimate question right now should be: are you a Kubro person or are you a Kavat person?
Combat. Vampire combat. Easy.
I'm Kubro. Kubro all the way. I mean, I like my Sentinels too, especially when I. This sounds horrible when I don't want to worry about feeding or taking care of the thing. Like Sentinel all the way, but Kubro, man, Kubro. I'm a dog lover.
Uh
I do have a
oh, you mean
Kavat in
like
my
just
or.
you mean
Yeah,
just
just
in
a stat.
general?
Well,
Oh, I thought you
okay.
meant the vampire one.
Well, I was gonna say for. Oh no. Well, I was gonna say
Uh
gameplay wise, which side do you fall down on?
oh, I've
Kavat
never
or
had
Kubro?
I've never really used a Kavat. I have one of each, but I
Kubro
haven't.
by default. I think Kavats do have like more functionality, though. I think they might have made up a little bit for that. Some of the mods they've added, but I still do like Kubros over Kavats, like aesthetically
Okay.
wise. So, but that's
Okay.
probably because I'm a dog person. So
I I I can't really say.
can't say. What do you mean? Are you a Kubro person?
I
Are
really
you a
have
dog
no
person or are you a cat person?
I really have no preference, so I guess I'll say I'm a Sentinel person.
uh,
uh,
so is that like someone that's like in the park playing with someone took their cat out to a park and people are like, why'd you bring your cat to a park? And then someone's like walking their dog in the park. You're there on your phone playing Pokemon Go. Is that the equivalent to a Sentinel? Like,
I guess so.
I don't know. I was trying to make something. But yeah, so usually that's the last thing we do for age old answer is the last one for the this episode and for this week. So there were so many slides to go through. I had to scroll up to go back to the main one. So, Age, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Erd. I wanted to stream last week. I couldn't. I got too busy with work. I'm busy with work again this week. I'm probably just gonna sleep all week. So probably no streams this week, sadly.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, that's all I got. Let's see. Um, I don't think I got anything coming up really.
uh, hopefully the
Well,
main line for
it's
Warframe and Nightwave. You want to get all that Nightwave stuff? You better
oh
start.
yeah, Nightwave.
Don't let that fall
Nightwave.
behind.
Yeah, Nightwave. I'll do. It's just that I probably won't stream it because I don't. I might just be like mind-numbingly doing it, and
Oh,
I
okay.
yeah. So
I don't know. You can always do it. Possibly when the Kuvalich system comes out, so you're mind numbingly doing that, and all of a sudden Kuvalich comes and just power bombs you through this.
I'm
I would love to
yeah.
see Tired Age just like, and then all of a sudden, what the, what? That's what I want to see.
Someone's gonna make a
As
meme.
your guy ragdolls around the room.
Someone's gonna make a meme for the Kuvalich It's that GTA one. Where the Coolidge just comes in.
Here we
It's
go
like,
again.
oh, here we go again.
But yeah, I'm glad you said when we saw the Kuvelich thing, because all that was going in my head was hearing Bane going, "I will break you," and just smash him in half over there. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun, painful time. Like I said, possibly this week, but don't hold your breath on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can find me at something_Deo on Twitch and Twitter, but probably more on at Mad Realms on Twitch, since we do this show, and myself and Age, and then usually two others, Jim and Arlie, join us for Talking Script on Saturdays, which is a Guild Wars 2 news podcast. If you're at all interested, come on, hang out. We do pre-show and after-show there, and we tend to try to do one, at least pre-show here on Tuesdays. It's a little bit tough to do an after-show. We maybe do a little bit of one. So, stick around for a little bit. But it is a weekday, and like Age was saying, this is probably one of his more busy weeks, and just work week in general definitely does make it tough. But yeah, I as usual, twitch.tv/MadRealms if you want to watch us live. If you want to watch us, on actually a little bit of an announcement, we were kind of trying to taper this stuff where you would have to go to the website if you wanted it the next day, and then the following day would have been YouTube. For people that are watching this on Wednesday on YouTube and surprised, sorry for keeping it this long, but this is why we're just going to release them both on the website and YouTube at the same time. We would hope people would go to the website. We'll try to find some other ways to entice people too, but it's a nice way for us to have our own spot to call our home, especially in the days of YouTube and stuff, trying to control us, right? Isn't that what people say? I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling, probably because I'm slightly tired as well. So, yeah, that is it for this week, and we'll see everybody next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Farewell, Tenno, until we meet again.